Another time slip. I'm Jeffrey Darty. Welcome to the new Cosmic Knowledge channel, where we teach you, or at least try to lead you to information that can help you unindoctrinate yourself. I apologize for the break from Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope, but hey, we are back. And Sterling, I'm not sure if I'm using the correct verbiage when I say time slip, but I'll tell you what happened, and you can tell me if I'm using the correct verbiage or not. Scotty Roberts, I hope that your wife, Rainey, all of her procedures came out well, and I hate to say came out. Didn't mean to say that. You know, it's surgery, so you don't always want to say came out, but you know what I mean, and hopefully we'll be looking forward to seeing you again on the Rapscallions this Thursday night. We did do a ghost walk last Thursday from Fort Lauderdale with Sandra D. Check that out. It was really exciting, really interesting. But welcome to the new Cosmic Knowledge channel. No, we're not finished with our Christian whistleblowing. We're just doing a lot more than that. And came out, says Scotty Roberts, is exactly the correct verbiage. So there you go. A few weeks back, a month back, I'm not real great with time, which is interesting as we're talking about this particular subject. I even wrote down notes on the back of an envelope because I thought that this was so important. I guess it's about a month ago maybe that I told you, thanks, Chris, I told you that I was pulling into, hello in Germany, I told you I was pulling into the grocery store, pulling into a parking spot, two open parking spots. As I began to turn in, all of a sudden there was a shimmer. Both the parking spots were full. I came within a foot or two of running into the back of a car. So I called that a time slip. I don't know, Sterling, if that exactly is a time slip, but it was at least a shimmer into another dimension. It was, hey, Mark, it was a shimmer into another time. It was a shimmer into another place. I don't know. It was another place, same place, different time. Whatever that was, it kind of freaked me out. It kind of made me wonder what in the world is going on. So there I was last, I guess it was Thursday morning. So Thursday morning, there I was in Target in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I had just purchased myself a swimming suit, you know, some swim trunks. Just purchased myself a stylish tank top because, you know, you want to look good when you're in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm in Fort Lauderdale Target. I just made a purchase. So I figured, you know what? I don't really like to go here, but I'd like some coffee. It was the morning time, so I go up to the Starbucks. And it's one of those Starbucks, you know, that's in the Target. That's not really Starbucks. It's kind of like Starbucks Light. It's a Starbucks franchise, I guess. So I'm standing there in the line, and there's like 10 people in this line. One dude just jobbing out, you know, taking an order, making a drink, taking an order, making a drink, taking an order, making a drink. And you got these people rolling their eyes, and you got these people huffing and puffing, checking their watches. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy. And I'm pretty sure, even though I was in Fort Lauderdale, and it's a pretty affluent area, I'm pretty sure that nobody in that line, and remember, it was Target, nobody in that line in Target, I don't believe that President Trump was waiting for any of them to get to a meeting. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't think, since we're in Florida, that Governor Rick Scott was waiting for them to get to a meeting. I don't think that there was any billion-dollar business deals that were, you know, were being held back because they weren't able to get where they were going. And by the way, I am supposed to be at the Wagon Wheel Flea Market this morning. Today, we had a little snafu. Hello in Colorado. We had a little snafu with a situation there. And I think it was the universe saying to me, hey, dummy, take a day off. You need to relax. So I'm going to relax. I'm going to catch up with a lot of things that I'm behind on. But anyway, I'm there in the line. I'm observing how these people act. And believe it or not, that is important, because as I was looking around, And even though it was a Starbucks and a Target, I'm looking around and I saw their display case there. And you know the display case, Mr. McElfester, good to see you. You know the display case in Target, or not in Target, but in Walmart, not in Walmart. Somebody said Walmart, got me all upset here. In Starbucks, you know, you've usually got 5 or 6 layers there. You got sandwiches, you got chips, you got drinks, you got fruit, you got, you know, the little breakfast sandwiches, you got all the donuts. You know, there's tons of stuff in those cases. So I'm looking at this case, and it's the saddest little case I've ever seen in a Starbucks. It's got like one shelf, and there's like 2 brownies, a Rice Krispie treat, and like 3 cake pops. And I'm thinking, this is the sorriest Starbucks display case I've ever seen in my life. It's the sorriest display case I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just thinking, that's very, very odd. It's Starbucks, there's certain standards. And I mean, literally 3 brownies, a French cruller, and a pink cake pop. Just nothing in there. And I close my eyes, and I'm like, I guess somebody's being a jerk. So I close my eyes maybe for 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds. I open them back up. Boom. There's only about 4 people on the line. And I look to my left, and I'm standing there looking at the most beautiful, fully stocked Starbucks display case you've ever seen in your life. I mean, they had breakfast sandwiches. They had oatmeal. They had chips. They had dips. They had coffee. They had cans and bottles and bottles and cans, and it was totally stocked. Salads, quinoas. Man, there was everything in there except pizza, and I couldn't believe it. And I said to myself, what in the world just happened? Because when I closed my eyes for 3 seconds, I went from some place to another place, or from some time to another time. So I don't know what happened, but that's happened to me now twice. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Why is this happening to me? And as I pondered this the rest of the day, the rest of the few days, I had an issue to talk a little bit about it with Sandra D. We didn't really get into it too deeply, but my summation, my thought is that I must be moving up in frequency. Twilight Zone, that's as good an explanation as any. Matrix glitch, could be. T.L. Clark says, expanding my awareness. Daniel says, please come by my fridge. But I think I'm moving up in frequency, which brings an interesting question. If I'm moving up in frequency, I'm moving from a lower frequency into a higher frequency. And I'm sure that all this MYSTECH I wear has a lot to do with it. And interestingly enough, these glitches started when I stepped up my MYSTECH involvement, now going to the flea market, which means I have to have a great amount of stock. So now, but am I still here, Belinda? That's what I want to ask. So now I'm around a whole lot more MYSTECH stock, and I spent 2 days last week surrounded by hundreds of pieces of MYSTECH. So it seems like my frequency is rising. It seems like my frequency is raising, which brings me to this question. Am I in the same frequency that I was in when a month ago I went to turn into that place, saw the parking spots, and then they were full? Am I in that same frequency? Or am I in the empty parking spot frequency, or am I in the full parking spot frequency? Now, am I in the sorry looking Starbucks display case frequency? Or am I now in the nice looking Starbucks display case frequency? Have I personally changed frequencies? Have I personally changed frequencies? Am I in the same frequency I was prior to these slips? Or am I in the same frequency that I was in after those slips? Which brings me to another question. Maybe you are imagining me. Maybe I'm a hologram in a bright blue shirt. Am I, as we move up in frequency, are we moving up through different places? And am I the same Jeff that I was a month ago? Am I the same Jeff I was Thursday morning? Are you the same you that you were? And when I move up, do I pull you up, or do we just move into another place, maybe slipping in and out? Yeah, maybe slipping in and out. Which makes me think, are we all on individual ascension timetables? We always think about ascension as a group thing. That 100th monkey, we're all going to ascend together. What if we're on individual ascension schedules? What if we're on individual ascension cycles? What if maybe I ascend and you don't, or maybe you ascend and I don't, or maybe you go up 3 levels and I only go up 2. Mark says, please don't slide away. Yeah, I don't want to go down. I mean, if I was going from a crappy Starbucks, from a really nice Starbucks display case to a crappy one, I'd be worried. Thank you, Aurora. I appreciate that. So it's very, very interesting. And then I began to think about this. How does our raising in vibration, our raising in frequency, how does it impact our lives? And how does it impact our relationships? Let's get real here, ladies and gentlemen. Because I remember it wasn't a year ago that I was all about the hockey. I was playing hockey. I was watching hockey. If I could move my camera easily, I would show you. I got a closet full of hockey jerseys. I was all about the hockey. Now, will I watch the Tampa Bay Lightning in the playoffs? Yeah. But I'm not about all that hockey anymore. I used to live in a big, beautiful house on Lake Tahoe, drive a Land Rover. Now I live in a mobile home and drive a 2003 Lincoln LS, which is a lot better than the 2003 PT Cruiser I was driving a week ago, a month ago, 2 weeks ago. So as you raise in ascension, do your thoughts and relationships to things change? Mine have. But here's the more interesting question to me. What type of an impact does our rise in frequency have on our relationships? Many of you have been in a place where you've been, what's that? It's my Spectrum bill. Many people have been in a place where, you have a friend that's always around, you're always together, and all of a sudden, where'd Billy go? Where's Susie been? Because you've changed. You've risen in frequency. Billy, Susie didn't, and they're kind of just gone from your life. Or maybe Billy or Susie raised in frequency, you didn't, and you're kind of gone from their life. Maybe it's not because they don't like you. Maybe it's because they didn't decide that you were ugly. Maybe it's because they weren't jealous of you. Maybe it's because now you're not in the same frequency, and you might not even be in the same frequency anymore. What if Billy and Susie and Bobby and Kenny and Jamie and Billy Bob are in a different frequency? What if they're really gone? Where'd they go? They're gone. You moved on. You moved up, or they move on and they moved up. Jerry Runk, I've always wondered about that scripture because it's a stupid one. One will be taken and one will be left. I'll listen to Mark Center Saint. Birds of a feather are in frequency together. Very good. But let's think about this now. Let's take it another step down. What about the people that are still in your life? I don't want to get in anybody's business, but people leave your life because you're rising in frequency and they aren't. Mr. Macklefester, kind of all heavy, deep messages and life lessons. It's what it's really all about. Brother Jeff is a breath of fresh air to me in my journey. He's a storytelling songwriter. Thank you, Macklefester. Mr. Alfester, I have a hard time with these things. Feel free to send me some of your songs. Listen to this one. What about the people that are still in your life that aren't in your frequency? Uh-oh. What about the people that you know aren't on your frequency? What about the people where you know that you have moved up, but they're still in your life? What about the people that we keep in our lives, even though we know that they're not in our frequency anymore? Wow, it's starting to get real. What about the people that we hang on to? Sandra D says karma. What about the ones that aren't karma? What about the people that we choose to hang on to? Because we don't, and we know they shouldn't be there. We know that we've moved on. We know that we moved up, but we hang on to them. Why do we hang on to them? It's a good question. And here's a better question. Does hanging on to those people keep us from going up in frequency? You know, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating right. I'm drinking right. I'm exercising. I'm meditating. I'm reading. I'm studying. I'm doing everything that's right. I'm listening to Doreen Virtue, L.A. Marzulli, Scott Clark. I'm doing everything right. But I just can't seem to get up to the next level. I can't seem to level up, as Sandra would say. Can I just throw out the idea that maybe if you're hanging on to people in your lives that are not up to your frequency, that maybe they're anchors. Hate to say that. But remember, I remember when I was a Pentecostal preacher, I used to always say that there's no such thing as spiritual grandchildren. Everybody's got to do their own thing. And I'm not really talking about family as much because, I mean, we all got family that ain't woke. I hate to talk like that, but we all have family that are not woke. We all have family that, and we all have, you know, we have exes and we've got baby daddies, baby mamas. We got, you know, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles. We got in-laws. We got things that we can't really do anything about. Those are just our life, right? My daughters aren't woke. They're mad at me. They're not going to hold me down because they're in a different frequency. I got nothing to do with that. People, you know, you're divorced, but you got a child with another woman. That's the way it is. That's life. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the relationships, the people that we choose to keep that we know aren't of our frequency. We know that aren't helping us lift up. Why do we keep them? And if we do, are they hindering us from moving on to the next level? Are they keeping us from leveling up? And somebody, as I'm saying this, is saying, damn, I don't like that, but I know it's right. Damn, I don't like that, but I know it's true. Some of us need to prune our gardens. Some of us need to prune our gardens. And think about this too. If you've got a person that's not of your frequency and you're staying in contact with them, they're getting looks behind the curtain that they don't deserve and they're not ready for. Woo! That's big. It is because we care. What do we care about most? They're getting looks behind the curtain that they're not ready for and that they're not prepared for and they don't deserve. And they tend to piggyback spiritually. You're dragging them along. It's like they're in a wagon. You're pulling the wagon, and these people that are in a lower frequency that you've loved for years, not family, other people, you're pulling them in the wagon, and they're coming along because you're pulling them in the wagon, and they're coming along because you're pulling them in the wagon. But you can't go as fast as you need to go when you're pulling a wagon, especially when it's filled with people. What happens if you let that wagon go? If you let that wagon go, let's say there's 3 people in a wagon. Well, that's a big wagon. Let's just say it's a little red wagon. One person's in a wagon. And you're pulling this wagon. You let go of that wagon. You stop pulling that wagon. It'll go 2, 3, maybe 4 feet, right? And then what happens? The wagon's going to stop. And that person's going to stop. But they're used to moving up. They like this moving thing. But they need to learn to move themselves. You ain't helping anybody by pulling them along in a wagon. SA needs to get out and walk. SA's feet are long enough to touch the ground. SA needs to get out and walk. My apologies to Cat Williams. Wow. Wow. And if we do that, who's being hindered? We're being hindered because we can't move up like we need to. Why can't I get to the next level? Well, how many knuckleheads are you dragging along with you? And I'm not trying to be mean to people. You know what, Shaylin? I got better things to do sometimes than to pay attention to my chat. I go back at the end of the show and talk to the chat. You're in my house. Be nice. I'm not saying that it's bad to care about people. It's bad to hang on to people. But you got to realize that this is an individual way. There are no spiritual grandkids. They ain't helping you move up and you ain't helping them move up. It is a one-man, Halo was talking about gaming. It's a first-person player gaming. I pay more attention to my chat than anybody else on YouTube. And you're hindering yourself. Why can't I get to that next level? How many anchors you dragging? I don't like to think of people as anchors. I know you don't. And they're really not, but we're talking about your personal spiritual ascension. Ooh, and then if you're supposed to be in another frequency where you're not, because you're dragging some anchors, you don't quite get there in time, what opportunities do you miss? Ooh, this is tough. This is hard. And the people that you're pulling in the wagon, you're not helping those people in the wagon. You're not helping those people in the wagon. And ooh, does your attention to the people in the wagon sometimes take your attention away from someone in this frequency or getting you to somewhere you're supposed to be? Wow. Wow. Time slips. Why am I having them? I think I'm raising in frequency, and that brought up all these other questions. Now, you listened to me rant and rave for 24 minutes. Now I'm going to go back through the chat just like I always do. I'm sorry. I haven't eaten yet this morning. Maybe I'm a little cranky. Same thing happens at Walmart. I have been going and going. I don't have any ties to Michigan. Thank you. I do tend to be observant, sometimes too much. They do have snacks that are better than their coffee. Can't argue with that. What a sign it would be. Maybe a peek into the alternate reality. Yeah. No, thank you for the laugh. I really loved that show. Thank you for thanking me. A Matrix glitch. I'll be by to visit your fridge. I would do my fridge magic for $5. I'm kidding. The dogs are looking funny at him. I'm sorry. I don't know what the glorious Japanese Empire has to do with any of this. I'm the only real one. You're all fake holograms. I hope not. That's funny. Okay, here's about where I lost track. A little bread and circus is okay to help you unwind. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Everything's frequency, vibration, and energy. Kind of like that friend you can't find anymore. Maybe that friend's not even here anymore. And maybe some that are here, you need to say, well, bye, and let him go. My friend took her life. Oh, that's so sad. It happens to people I don't need or desire anymore. They're out of my life, and I've often desired that. Sterling, you cold. Reminds me of me. My brother and sister, not a frequency match. We're part of a soul group, whether we see them or not. I see that. I don't know. Maybe. My sister won't talk to me. Yeah, getting used to it. My mom won't talk to me. Yeah, you're still their mom. They still have my lawnmower. Fear keeps us back. I agree, Sandra. I'm not laughing enough. Well, I'll laugh more because there's no such thing as laughing enough, but I will laugh more. Sometimes circumstances don't allow us to let them go easily. Maybe. Or maybe we just don't want to let go. I'm just saying. I'm here to help you ask the hard questions. We're hoping they will come higher as well. Yeah. My granddaddy used to tell me, Jeffrey, I'd say, Granddaddy, I hope that I do this someday. And he'd say, come here, son. Say, Jeffrey, hold out your hands. Hold out your left hand. Hold out your right hand. He'd say, what I want you to do is hope in one, spit in the other. Tell me which one fills up first. And I knew exactly what he meant. Oh, yeah. Longtime friends. It's tough. Thank you, Callie. She said it was perfect timing. She needed it. It's a good question to ask ourselves once every spring. I like that from Sandra D. They call us crazy. Maybe we are. Chris Akers' head is blowing off right now. Shaylin, ask away. I'm all ears. Without a 1 or 2 word response, now you're getting too picky. Do you even pay attention to your chat? Sometimes. How you like that one? You're going to make me cry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you cry, but sometimes you need a good cry, right? Never tried to pull my wife. She's embedded in her beliefs, but I respect that, and she knows I'm out of here. Okay. There you go, man. Gradually changing and awakening at his own pace. We're just as cool in that bright blue palm trees. Thank you. Black Punisher shirt. Hey, man, it takes all kinds, right? Individual growth on a collective level. Maybe I'm that friend. Wow, 5G, scary stuff. If the vibes of people aren't in tune, not in harmony, it's no fun or desirable to exchange with each other. Ooh, Mark Center Saint, you just hit on another one. That person that's in our life that really shouldn't be, but we still really love acting out with them. We love vibing with them. Oh, Mark, you just hit me hard because that means that a lot of times those people that you keep allowed to keep hanging on when they shouldn't be hanging on, that means there's still something that you like down there, and ooh, it's not through with you yet. You're not over it yet. You're not out of it yet. Wow. Why do I even have that person in my life? They're this, they're that. There's still some of this or that in me. Wow. So maybe it's not all about them. Maybe they're not just anchors. Maybe they're mirrored anchors. Wow. Or maybe some of you are just too nice. Maybe some of you are just too nice. Or maybe I'm just too cold. I'll tell you what, folks, I feel like I've been here before. And I can tell you this, I won't be here again. Maybe I've been here long enough, earmuffs. I've been here long enough to get thoroughly in touch with my inner asshole. Unearmuffs. I'm here for one reason, to get it right this time. Now, I'm here to help a lot of people as well. I'm here to encourage a lot of people as well. Nigel in the house. I'm here to do all I can to help everyone I can. But bottom line, brother, bottom line, sister, this brother ain't coming back. I'm out of here. So maybe I'm not as warm and cuddly as Uncle Wayne. I'm not. Wayne, warm and cuddly. Jeff, not warm and cuddly. Not warm and cuddly. Wayne, polite, reasoned, measured, kind. Me, not so much. And you know what? There's people that Wayne's going to reach that I ain't going to reach. And there might just be one or two that I'm going to reach that he ain't going to reach. That's why we're in this thing together. I'm not trying to be cold. I am here to help you. But I'm only going to ask you once or twice. I am not going to come in there, take you by the ear, and drag you into where you need to be. I'm going to say, hey, come on, let's go. You ready? Let's go. No? Okay. I'm at that place where the Christ was. I'll cast a pearl before a pig. I'll give a pig a chance, one chance, maybe two chances. After that, I'm taking my pearls and going on because I know that's when they get mad and start stomping on me. So there you go, man. It ain't because I don't like you. It ain't because I don't love you. It's because I do, but I'm tired of playing. Tired of playing. And that's the way I am with people in my life. Like, well, I don't want to. Listen, it's about your ascension. And if you want to come back around, that's okay. Me, I'm out of here. I feel better after all that. So think about it. Ponder it. It's spring. Let's do some spring cleaning, but that just doesn't mean flip the mattress and move the furniture and clean out the shed. That means look through your life, see who needs to stay, see who needs to go, and learn to focus on the most important things. Life is a game. And Catherine, when I played hockey, I didn't want to I was a goalie, so I had a lot of pads on, but I didn't have one more than I needed. You know, a lot of goalies wear that big plastic thing around the bottom of their mask. That thing clacks around, and I know it's plastic. It's not much weight, but I'm thinking I might not be able to get from post to post quite as fast. Besides, I had a nice long mask. Anyway, I didn't wear anything I didn't have to wear. I played football. I wouldn't wear thigh pads. Didn't need thigh pads. Maybe just that little bit faster. What's the thigh pads in your life? What's the plastic throat guard in your life? What needs to go? Even if it's not bad, and it may not be bad, but it might just not be helpful. It doesn't have to be bad. It just has to be something that's not facilitating you going where you want to go and being where you want to be. Sometimes you need to get a little selfish. Sometimes you need to do what thou wilt. Sometimes you need to take care of your business and do all you can. And sometimes all you can do is let go and let the divine. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. We're here to teach you how to guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. And sometimes that means provoking you to it. I hope you'll ask questions. I hope you'll question answers. And more than anything else, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. You're the Gospel Truth Army. I salute you. And I encourage you to unindoctrinate yourself.